Another good week in the books. Sales were up. Thank God we got another 8 stores coming. Hopefully we get these open within the next couple weeks.
Yeah, a lot of them are visas, so we're going to bring in 2 immigration attorneys and
attorneys that we've been just talking to and using. They'll be meeting us here shortly.
Yeah,
we could go over a lot of different.
Personally know one of them, so we got a lot of trust with them too as well. So which is nice. So
yeah, family friend, and we've known her forever. So definitely excited about introducing both our programs there. Them being the immigration attorneys and us giving them our side of things as a franchisor.
Yeah.
Stating we've done 20 of them already that got approved and there's no issues, and they can tell us more of the legal side of things.
Yeah, it's going to really help people that want to come to America join our company and join America. And I think going through them and talking to them is going to really open our eyes on the process.
Another thing is who's not techie. Anywhere in the world, you got techie people out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't need to learn. They don't need to know anything. We're going to train them from A to Z. But let's go talk to the attorneys and see what they got to say.
Yeah.
So Tim, what are we doing here?
Set up the studio. We're gonna do some podcasts. We're gonna do just a bunch of interviews here as well. So we're gonna paint the walls, put up our TV, put up our Techy logo, get some tables and chairs. Real simple, real clean, real Techy-like, if you will.
Thank you, Paul. Bye-bye. Oh.
Do you want to maximize that?
Hey everyone, I'm Bill from Techy.
And I'm Tim from Techy.
And these are our attorneys. We're going to sit here and talk about the visa programs that are available to many people out there that are not aware of it.
Yeah, we just want to discuss a little bit more, but I want to introduce the 2 friends that we have here that, again, are immigration attorneys. And go ahead, take it.
Hi guys, Lianis Morgan here, managing partner of L&O Immigration Services, and I'm here for all your legal needs. We have a great team, we have a great support staff, and not only am I an attorney, but we also have specialists for immigration and all of your financial needs.
Hi guys, Osmani Perez, L&O Immigration Services. We're part of a big team. This team is here for you for all your immigration needs. La Doctora Lianis and myself have done this for quite a while now. Myself, I'm a specialist in immigration. I'm also a specialist in finances. We could help you through your investor visas, your hard EB5s that lead to residency, and any other immigration services that you would need. L&O Immigration Services.
So thanks for coming, guys, and we just kind of wanted to discuss and see what some of the services you guys offer and which countries do you guys protect.
We're not that familiar with it. Techy
exactly.
has we already have about 20 franchisees that have been approved and received their visas. So if we know a little bit more about it, we could actually take our program to another level, and same with you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. And the best part is that we're going to explain to you guys there's what's called an E2 and an EB5. So you can broaden that, what you're doing already, and broaden it to access a bunch more people who need this help, who want to come to the United States, and to get Techy out there and continue doing what you guys do. So just to give you guys an example, and I know some of us are visual learners, I take this with me everywhere, so I'm glad we're having this conversation now.
Awesome.
And I basically just highlight, this is something that I can search up, but I like to be, the visual learner. So right now we have clients with Chile and Argentina and Colombia, but we also have clients from Venezuela. Venezuela is not part of the E2 treaty, but these are people who have dual citizenship and they're nationals of European, like they have European descent.
Okay.
So we can serve countries like Italy, Spain, France, United Kingdom, and so on. We'll get in more details as a need base, but pretty much those are the clientels that we have, and we can continue. And that's for E2.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've only had mainly some Brazilians and Venezuelans, so we're thinking maybe those were the only ones that actually were approved or can apply for the visa program.
Well, in Venezuela, when everyone started leaving, we're not going to get into the politics of why,
Yeah.
but when everyone started leaving in Venezuela, they started going to Spain, Italy, and they became nationals of that country. Once they become nationals of that country, if they are in that treaty country and the United States has that treaty with them, they could actually apply to an E2. So not because they were born in Venezuela, they're restricted. However, they have to be nationals from a country that is actually in the treaty for them to be able to apply for an E2.
But the good thing is that the EB5s, which we're going to get into as well, there's no treaty. It can be from anywhere. So those countries, example.
When you say treaty, what do you mean by, some of the viewers might not even know what that is, you know what I mean? So what do you mean by treaty? I actually don't even know what a treaty is.
Yeah, the United States for a long time now, they enter what is called a treaty, which is a nice name to say a contract with a country.
Okay.
Where they say, all right, if you invest here, we'll allow you to migrate to the United States as an investor.
Gotcha.
So, however, there are some countries that they don't have ties with or contracts or they have a treaty with, and that's why they can't migrate to the United States or do anything with an E2. But like Lianis was saying, EB5s, it's a great way because, unfortunately, the truth is they care about the investment. The United States cares about,
of course, and what jobs it's gonna provide.
Creation of jobs, for sure.
And so, so it's very interesting. So with the EB5, it could be anywhere outside of anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you can have a Russian migrant.
So is that the biggest difference between an EB5 and an E2?
That's one of the major differences. Another major difference is the end result. An EB5 will lead you to a residency versus an E2 will not. There's no bridge to residency, permanent residency.
Okay.
Therefore, if you don't get the permanent residency, there's no bridge to citizenship after that, which is what a lot of people would like. But that's another realm that Techy can help others in, which is if you have a family that's coming in and investing in your franchise as an E2, then we can do more with those families. The rest, like the spouse that's not investing.
Yes. We
can also have what's called labor certifications for the other family member who's not part of the investment.
Okay.
With Techy.
Yeah, there's a couple realms and a couple things we could do once they're here, and that's one great thing that Lianis and I talk about is, all right, so they come in, let's say with Techy, they build a franchise here, they buy a franchise, and then they do their E2. That's perfect because although they're not going to get their residency right away, there's other things that you could do because you came legal to the country.
Yeah, now they're here with a visa for say 5 years. What is an average E2 visa? It's 5 years?
It's 5 years and you got to renew it.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's renewable.
And that comes with work permits for the spouses, like for everyone who's coming.
Okay, so it's not just the individual, they could bring their families.
Yes.
Can they be friends, or it has to be all in the same last name?
It has to be spouses and then children under 21, not married.
And the EB5, same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the EB5s, and as Lianis mentioned, it's great. However, the investments, we'll talk about a little bit later, has to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to create jobs. Within 2 years, you got to create at least 10 jobs.
Okay.
And you get residency. So it's a tougher visa to
for
attain.
sure, but in the end result, you're now you're a resident of the
Absolutely.
United States.
Of course.
Is what I think most of these people are looking at end up
Correct.
doing.
And I think out of the 20 E2 visas that we have right now, if we would have told them, hey, you sign up for an EB5, you'll get residency here, they would have probably thought about going that route.
For sure.
You know?
Correct.
Because we didn't even know that really.
When we talk to a lot of clients, we're like, all right, how much money are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Usually that's my first question because I don't want to funnel their vision into what visa they should apply. Tell me how much money you're willing to invest, how much money you have. Let's look at numbers, and then we could talk about an E2, an L1, an EB5. There's so many investor visas that they don't know about, but it all depends on that initial.
Let's just run by the basics so we understand more. When we have people come to us too saying they have $500,000, they want to open up 5 stores, and how that actual process works where, no, it's just me and my wife, my 2 kids, we just want to come over here, get away from our country. So what is the price differences between the E2 and the EB5?
That's a hard question.
It's very broad,
It
yes.
depends.
But a good question.
It's an amazing question because that's the first question.
There's
that
bare
was asked.
minimums, but there's obviously a lot of other specifications and criteria you got to hit, and yeah.
For sure. We're seeing that if you're in the 6 digits, 100,000 plus, the probability of you obtaining an E2, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, if you're below that, now we're talking about we got to do a business plan. We got to make sure we see what type of business you're going to invest in. It becomes a little more.
So it is possible.
Correct.
Yeah.
Actually, we've done one with $70,000.
Yeah,
okay.
A restaurant with inventory. And inventory, I put it as a revolting inventory. So it's money coming in, money coming out. So we were able to, with future contracts, we were able to show that it was going to be substantial. And that's the word, substantial.
Well, you say business plan. I mean, we're a franchise. So, I mean, do we need to put together a business plan for them? I mean, we already have 40 plus locations.
Being a franchisor, we have a franchise disclosure document that has 300 pages, plus a franchise agreement that they have to go by, and operations manual. So do they have to go out of their way to produce a business plan that takes a lot of time and money?
Well, the business plan, it's just a name, because you already have the business plan, because you already have this operating agreements, you have all the agreements set. So that's the business plan. Business plan just means that they want to see how the business is doing. If you're going to buy a business that's already ongoing, like a franchise, how are they doing? What's going on?
Yes.
And then if you're going to buy a new franchise, or if you're going to buy a new business, what are you going to do? How are you going to turn this business into money for us, the United States of America? How are you going to create jobs? And that's what they're talking about when they're talking about a business plan. But you guys already have it, though. Because if you have 20 in the last couple of years, E2s, there's a good business plan there.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
No, they never once got, we could actually say that, they never got denied. Everyone that comes in that wants to do the E2 program ends up getting it approved. So something that we're giving them is working.
Exactly, and I don't see why they wouldn't. You guys are an established corporation, which that's one of the requirements that they look at. And you guys have done this before, and you guys are literally everywhere. You have so many locations, and like Osmani was saying, if you're a franchise, you already have that business plan. It's already thriving when you and the best part is, because you guys are a franchise, you can have the option to give to your potential franchisees either the E2s or the EB5s, just depending on how much of an investment they want to make or need to make.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, what's the normal time frame once they, for us, what we've seen is 6 months, give or take. I mean, everybody's different. I don't want to give exact number, but I mean,
well, based on our knowledge, I think the one of the things that delayed the most is actually them needing a fully executed assignment through the landlord. And the good thing with us is that we actually own a lot of locations, and we actually sublease it. So at the day of closing, they get their sublease and everything they need to close that document up and give it to immigration, and But what is the actual? So at closing, if they get all the documents needed, their sublease and everything else, it's full package. How long is that process?
Yeah, the audience out there is going to want to know this. That's a great question, right?
It's another very important question, because they ask us that for any process that we're going to do in immigration.
All the time.
They want to know the time. Now, we're going to take the pandemic away from everything. We're not going to talk about this year that's been completely crazy. You could do a premium processing for an E2 or an EB5, which means that immigration has to give you an answer within 15 days. They have to give you an answer. Albeit the answer could be, we need more documents, and that was their answer. However, after you submit whatever other documents they need, 2 or 3 months.
So once you submit the application, that includes obviously the E2 visa application, the lease, everything they need in there. Within 15 days, they got to give you a response.
If you do the premium processing, which at this point...
Is that an additional fee?
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. At this point, $1,400, it's not going to be an issue. Because they're investing so much money that $1,400 as a fee for immigration for an answer in 15 days, it's nothing. It's worth it.
Interesting.
Well, that's another interesting fact that you bring up, because the great thing with this program is not, now you're getting a visa to the United States, but you're also getting an ongoing business, and you're making income as well. So it's really a no-brainer saying I could get a visa, plus I'm making money, so you're going to get that investment back.
Of course, because a lot of people are who need to move their money from whatever country they're at, or just want to come to the U.S., you're literally starting from scratch. So this way, you're not starting from scratch. You already got an ongoing. If they do it with Techy, it's already an ongoing corporation.
The foundation's there.
The foundation is there. The money's gonna keep flowing. So you're not starting from scratch, and that's one of the most important things that we could provide for our clients and for you guys as well.
Yeah, because it's a franchise that's already been established. And like we were talking about the other day, now we're in Walmart with Techy. I mean, once you sell that to one of our clients, what are they going to say? I mean, they are for real. Because no one is going to give a lease to someone to come into Walmart and start putting other stores inside.
No, it took us about 2 years to get approved with them.
Exactly.
And now that we're there, we could open up in any Walmart that's actually, they have vacancies. But, and, we give them a lease, and they're ready to go.
And if anyone is a numbers person like myself, you start looking at numbers. How many people walk into a Walmart every day?
Yeah.
Well, off the top of my head, I looked at some before.
There you go.
But the minimum from 5,000 to about 15,000 on your average Walmart daily.
Daily.
Yeah, the
That's
traffic's
crazy.
unbelievable.
And you guys are in several
Yeah,
Walmarts.
exactly.
So you're getting a lot.
What I've heard this before. Like some people are scared about getting involved into the franchise side of things, and I don't know if you guys have heard this as well. What's your thoughts about that? I mean, do people ever say, "Look, I don't want to get involved in a franchise. I want to just buy an existing bread company," or what's your
A
thoughts
mom and pop store.
Yeah,
There's a misconception with franchises.
Yeah.
They think that because you're a franchise, you have to sign a contract for X amount of years.
yeah,
And you can't sell, you can't do anything. You gotta you gotta do everything Techy tells you to do.
Yeah.
And that's a misconception because I was talking. That's the part that you guys taught us. What is it? 2 years you could sell.
yeah. In 2 years you can turn around and sell your business if it's not working for you, if it's not right at there at the moment for you, something happens, or whatever it may be.
But it's also the support that Techy always gives its franchisee owners, which is really like not very well known with other franchises. And that's the best part that you guys have taught us about Techy, and the best thing that we can tell our clients, which is that support that's so hard to find with the franchises. So like Osmani was saying, it's really a myth at that point.
Yeah.
So one of the best things about being a franchise is that we've learned everything. We've learned, whereas mom and pop, they go through their struggles, their downfalls, and that's what we're here to teach franchisees, is that we've been here, we've done it. So we're going to show you from A to Z how it is. You can come into this franchise and not even know anything about repairs, being techie at all, so we train you from A to Z. We build out your store, so when you get in there, you're ready to go. You know everything. We train you in your store for a couple weeks, even a couple months, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. So that's the main feature of a franchise, to where we're there to help you, support you, and as a mom and pop store, if you fall, there's no one to pick you back up. And one of the that's what we love about our company. We're family owned, so we're always here. We're with our franchisees, talking to them all the time. What can we do different?
And that's very important, particularly with an E2 visa. And I say that to most of our clients when an E2. E2 is just not buying a franchise, for example, or buying a business. E2, within a year, immigration is going to want to look at your books to make sure that you guys are doing well.
Yeah.
And that's why every time I speak to Lianis about a franchise, and particularly a Techy franchise, well, they're already established. And that's what we were talking about earlier. You guys already have a business plan. You guys have already done it.
Yeah.
You guys already have franchisees that could speak on behalf of how the process would go. And that's very important, particularly for us in the part of immigration, because 1 year comes up, they want to see how the franchise is doing, or the business. If the business is not doing well, then they know whatever you did was just for a benefit of immigration. And now all of a sudden everything starts turning very, very awkward with immigration. With you guys, it won't be like that because it's a franchise.
Yeah, and having 20 approved already, done, and still with us, says a lot for immigration on even new, leads that want to do the program.
No, of course, and it's going to continue to grow because you guys are literally located everywhere. So because of that, you guys can open up the doors to other immigrants who may not have these nationalities that we, that are part of that treaty that we explained earlier.
Yeah.
But those EB5s. Now, the EB5s are going to have two requirements. It's either you're going to invest in a rural area or in a suburban area.
Yeah.
And the amount that you have to invest is going to change in the location. That's the best part about Techy.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's also providing that confidence, that stability, that support for our clients as well, because that's what they're going to look into. They want to see where that support is coming from. They want to know where their investment is going to go, and if it's a long term, if it's something that's really going to continue to grow. And with Techy, you could do that.
So the EB5 it could be in a rural area or a suburban area. I mean, it doesn't matter, or is it more higher on one side than the other? I mean, do they?
Well, honestly, it just depends on the amount that you're going to invest.
Gotcha.
If you're in a rural area, or was it? It was now.
Well, now it went up. Unfortunately, now it's $900,000.
Okay.
Correct. And then if you're in a suburban area, which is like metropolitan, Miami, New York City, Atlanta, like smack in the middle of everything, you're looking at
1.8 million.
Yeah.
At least 1.8 million.
Yeah. Which is the good part about that is that Techy is in either or.
Yeah.
So, and then also the best part is it's not just one franchise that you're going to buy if you're going to make that type of investment.
Correct.
We can make them in multiple locations where the client feels more comfortable being at, or traveling to.
Also, business-wise, we train them, we help them, we help them hire, so there's really no stress needed. They come over here, they train, we teach them how to own multiple stores. So there's really, I never owned a business before, but we train you on everything. There's no need for that. And we have structures and guidelines to make sure if you fall out a little bit, we pick you back up and bring you back in.
Yeah.
Because the important part of an EB5, albeit the money, everyone talks about the money, how much you have to invest, is creating jobs. That's what's really important for immigration. It's really important what's going to give you a visa.
What's the minimum job creation that they're looking for?
Within 2 years, you have to create 10 jobs.
Okay.
So
it doesn't need to be 10 jobs right off the bat?
No, thankfully it doesn't.
Okay.
But that's where the business plan comes in.
Okay.
And since you guys know, and I'm sure it's written in your bylaws, within each store, you need at least X amount of employees for it to run correctly.
Correct.
Once they see that, they'll be like, all right, so if I buy 3-4 stores, I know that I need 4, that's more than 10.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm good, I'm golden, there it goes. That requirement, check, because it's not only the money, and that's what a lot of misconception comes in with most of our clients. All right, so it's 900 and we go to one of these estimated areas where I could do it, or is it 1.8 million? And then how many jobs I got to create? Once they start doing numbers, they're like, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you're going to get a residency at the end. So how much is?
But not only that, that's the thing. They're not just spending the 1.8 or even the 900,000. It's an investment that's getting a return on their money as well.
Of course, and it's not just the investment; it's the type of support they're going to get.
Yeah.
That's really the most. That's very key for immigrant clients because they're coming to a whole new country. Whether they speak the language or not. So they're already going to have their own barriers to face, and with Techy being able to just ease into that process. And like I said, they're not starting from scratch, from zero.
Yeah.
You're coming in with, it's an investment. There's a return on it.
So we'll get, sometimes we'll get people that call and say, hey, I want a visa. And then, so what are we going to, from that point, what would we do? Reach out to you guys and say, okay, obviously we're going to teach them about our business, tell them what we do, and then we're going to hand that over to you. And what are the next steps for that particular person and the audience that's out there that's going to want to know what are the next steps? Oh, I want to join Techy, but now where do I go from there?
Yeah, what we do is that we do a consultation with them because we need to see their funds. How much money are you going to invest? And we need a proof of such.
To get them approved on your end as well.
Of course.
Of course.
Because we talk to so many clients, they have an idea on how they want to do things, but they don't have the amount of funds needed to do so. So why are we going to waste their time?
Yeah.
Or why are we going to talk about an E2 and EB5? We might have to talk about something else.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that we do. We want to talk to them to see, all right, what are we
So
going to do?
the best step is understanding their funds available to treat them or show them in the right path of which program they're best suited for, how many people they want to bring over.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a team effort because they need to understand what Techy does. And that's where you guys have to come in and really explain what Techy does, how they're going to support them, what are the regulations or in the contracts. And then with us, it's really knowing how are they going to move with this? Which way are they going to go? And for them to realize on their own which step they want to take.
Yeah.
One of the questions that we get a lot is, all right, for these visas, we have to do an investment, which is true, before they get the visa. And there's a lot of ways around that so they don't lose their money. That's another thing that we talk to them about. Because it's not only, all right, let's do this and we'll invest and that's a guaranteed visa. However, that's when businesses are like what you mentioned, mom and pops, that you don't know what's going to happen with your business. With a franchise like yours, that business is pretty much guaranteed. How much you make on it, it's up to how you do things, right? But it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell them, listen, this is all we've had, all we've done. You could show them books and they'll know, okay, so I invest in this franchise, it's almost a guaranteed visa. That's why when you say 20 visas and they've all been successful, of course they have.
Yeah.
They have a good plan, a good platform, a good business plan for them to follow. And that's very important for someone that's coming, particularly with our South American clients. They don't trust anyone. They look at their shadow, they don't trust their shadow.
Of course,
So now I'm going to invest with America?
Yeah, and it's a good amount of an investment, and they want to be more, sure. We can't guarantee what they do past that, but there's no guarantees of the visa. But with their track record, it's there. So that makes them feel a lot more comfortable that there's nothing really outside the box that could happen.
And that's why I keep mentioning the Walmart, things that you guys have done, that association that you guys have with Walmart, because everyone knows Walmart is doing pretty well. If you look at the stock market, or if you look at whatever you want to look into, Walmart's doing very well. So for them to allow a franchise into their business has to be substantial. And these clients from South America, and even the ones from Europe, they have to know that.
And that's another good thing about us being in Walmart is they have so many opportunities to open up throughout the country. It doesn't just have to be South Florida or Central Florida or anywhere. We have so many possible locations available. If they have family in Texas, they want to go over there, we can find a location.
Yeah, we can even put the link below, and you can open that link and see all the locations we can open up inside of Walmart. So and the same for you guys. Put the link below so they can learn a little bit about you guys and what you offer. And obviously it's so much more than just South America, right?
Oh yeah, I mean look at this, guys. I mean, we're looking at this very colorful map.
So what do you got there on colors? So you got blue, you got a highlighter.
So the colors don't really mean it much. It was just to separate, the countries.
Yeah, this is not a big blue
blob. Exactly. And it was just more for us to really see it. Now you're gonna get most of your Latin Americans that are from Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, Colombia. They're always gonna have that. Majority of them will have that dual citizenship. Now you're looking at countries like Bolivia. In order to be in Bolivia, they no longer have this treaty. They had it, and it's going to expire in 2022.
Yeah.
And in order to even be applicable, they had to have invested in 2012. Yeah, previously. So with someone like that, Bolivia has a huge population with German descent. Germany is part of it.
Yeah.
So these are things that can help a lot. A lot of Venezuelans do have Arabic descents that are or Jewish descent. So they'll have Israelis a part of it, Turkey's a part of it. So these are things that it won't limit us. Now, one major thing that we always talk about with everyone who's interested in these type of visas with E2s, they have to have that nationality. So it's not just having that descendant. So if someone is Bolivian and they have that German descent, they have to have that German nationality.
What if I live in Europe and I wanted to come over here? I mean, is it the same process?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. If they're confused, call us, reach out to us. We're always here. Yeah. We have plenty of staff to help them with their questions, to speak Spanish, Portuguese, whatever it is. Even during the training process, we have people that, if they're more afraid because, we don't speak English, we have people, on staff that speak all these languages. Yeah. So.
And I'm glad you mentioned Portuguese because Portugal just got added.
Yeah, that's right. I heard about it. Yeah.
So we're very excited about that.
And that was just recently, within the last month.
The last 2 weeks.
The last 2 weeks.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big target for some of the listeners that are out there. That
opens up the door for Brazil and a lot of other and Venezuelans have a lot of Portuguese nationalities as well.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, guys, this has been great. I mean, anything that you want to add, or we've talked about so much, and I'm sure you guys are just want to probably watch it a couple times because it's a lot of information. But like Bill said, if you click the link below, you can find out more information about Techy, and you can also find out more information about the immigration attorney side of things, and what the company name was again.
LNO, Immigration Services.
Yeah. So.
Don't be afraid. Reach out to us with any questions. I remember growing up, no question is a dumb question. So
that's true.
Ask us.
But thanks for being on, and to be continued.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.